Although Joseph the Hesychast wrote many letters, absolute legendary saint of the Orthodox Church. There's a film about him on YouTube for free, which is beautiful. Elder Joseph the Hesychast. And there's some great documentary stuff on, as well as books about him galore. You know, he really renewed Orthodox monasticism and is certainly up there, along with characters like St. Silouan the Athonite, St. Sophronia of Essex, and you know, many others who've renewed orthodoxy and Orthodox monasticism principally in the modern era. He writes a letter here on the monastic order and lifestyle, and how you're to pass a 24-hour day. Now, he's writing to a hermit, somebody advanced in the spiritual life, one could presume. But nevertheless, there's so much in it, and I'm just reading it out again for my own benefit here. But if it's useful to somebody who doesn't have this book, and who would also, just like, I always love to see monastic rules, you know, whether they're St. Basil or St. Benedict or, you know, St. Columba's prayer rule or anything. I always just find it fascinating. And principally, what I find is these guys, they were the day begun from Vespers onwards, and that's very biblical. We can see that in Genesis. Evening came, morning came, day one. Evening came, morning came, day two. And so the Orthodox Jews and also Orthodox Christians measure time in this way, as do the monks on Mount Athos and other places. So he says, in the midday at 7 o'clock, this is Athonite time, which is about 2 p.m. our time, eat your regular amount of food and sleep for 3 or 4 hours. This is the Vespers bell, ironically, here at Mount St. Bernard, a Roman Catholic monastery close by. What a beautiful sound, huh? What a beautiful blessing to people who live around these parts. A call to prayer, call to arms. She says, once you've had your daily meal at 2 p.m, sleep for 3 or 4 hours, and when you wake, do Vespers on your prayer rope. After you finish, make some coffee to help you in your all-night vigil. And after you drink it, begin Compline, quietly, without speaking and without light. Also say the salutations to the Holy Theotokos. And when you finish, be still, standing up if you are able, with your hands crossed, and say this prayer noetically, without light, because the light, he says, scatters the mind. It's wonderful in the Orthodox monastery in Essex. You go in and there's none of these big panes of glass. It's very dark inside, apart from candles lit. I mean, there are lights that are put on at certain moments, especially, you know, for reading the scriptures, etc. But it's dark, and it brings you into your heart. It's a a very personal as well as a very liturgical thing and a very ecclesiological and cosmological thing. But it's dark inside. It's dark, inviting us in, bringing the scattered mind in, back to the heart.